This is a little bit different. We're changing things up. We're coming through the YouTube. Some technical difficulties with our FanFest family. And I just wanted a nice, smooth show. And we are live. What's up? What's up? What's up? It is me, Crunk Chocolate, and I'm here with my show bro, Sharpie Charlie. How you doing, my guy?
Bro, I'm now at Sharpie Charlie .bsky.social out here. You got to say all the things.
Hold on.
What happened?
Show display names. There we go.
There we go.
There
Got to
we
make
go.
sure we get it in because it's the whole new day out here. We got blue skies. All right, blue skies. No more that black X BS.
Dark times.
Get away from that oligarch. We over here trying to make things good in a more positive space. It feels lighter. It feels better. Community is giving like real 2013, 14 vibes, right? And so it's just like, hey, let's be positive. Let's get to see people. Let's not have a bunch of bots. What up, George, in the chat? The vibes are right.
George, what's up?
Sir?
Hi, how are you? Oh man, we gotta connect for City Chelsea. It's been a while since we've had you on to talk football. We're gonna have you back on. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, that big thing's coming up.
Yeah, man.
This weekend. Yeah, man. How are you, Crump? How are you with everything? You had to, usher in the migration. You let us out of the wilderness, out here being Moses. How you feeling, bro?
Chopping down all this wilderness and brush that I don't know what it is. It's been fun. I'm super excited for these match days because I've been on Blue Sky for a bit, and I pop over for a random match, and it wasn't like nobody. And there were a lot of people who had their accounts already made for when it starts popping, and that's what's been like the fun thing. Got a nice little ahead, and even on a new app, we had to deal with a little bullshit, but we got it handled. We grown, we're persevering. It seems years later, people never change. So annoying.
What's pretty dope, bro, is that for those that don't know, Blue Sky is basically like the alternative to Twitter now, and that Twitter is ran by Trump's homeboy. And he won. Today is about to be like the first day, I believe they get 10,000 more followers. It hits 1 million followers in one day. And just for comparison, it was at 6 million 3 months ago or something crazy, 2 months ago, something wild. It's just been incredible growth. People want to be in a positive space, and with everything going on, it's nice to find people that are like-minded, and again, no bots. It's so nice that everyone who replies is actually a human that owns the account. So much less Russian influence, no ads. It's just nice. The vibes are right now. You got to get some things like bookmarks built in. You want to get some group messages popping, but that stuff will come as it did with what formerly known as Twitter. I won't even talk about X. With Twitter, you wait for it, you build, and we had our first little down today. So I feel like I'm in this. This is my thing now. I'm trying to get all my friends on it. I've convinced 7 people to join. So I'm out here spreading the word. I'm like a Jehovah's Witness for Blue Sky.
And honestly, the people in my area that I'm direct connection with, none of them Twitter. So when I'm talking about Blue Sky, it goes over their head. They don't care.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, that's the norm. But yeah, we out here, man.
And it's honestly,
got a good show tonight, bro.
Facebook, yeah. Man, we have such a good show. The homie Duck, he's coming back around. Missed him. We're gonna talk some city. Like Bernardo said, dark times right now in Manchester City. and
that's a good impersonation.
His voice always fucks
I thought
me up.
I thought it was a clip you play. No, this is him. He's listened to Bernardo so much he has it down
So
pat.
much. Yes.
That's a game we got to play on a pod. It's impersonate a City player. That would be hilarious, actually.
That would be
okay. Cool. We'll save that for another international break or something crazy. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Trademark already. Okay, cool. Duck, Treb, Tracy. Shout out the 12 WSL podcast.
Yes, sir.
And network friend is also a gooner. We try not to hold that. That's why I, start with a compliment, end with some other stuff that, you other people might judge him by. We don't. We still care about him,
Good people make bad decisions all the time. Yeah. Story of life.
and the homie Kyle Carr. Yeah, it's gonna be good tapping in with him. We always talk some USL one. Sorry, there's so
Yeah, one. Yeah.
yeah, a few leagues now, so it's hard to keep up. But so it's always good to tap in with him. He's also a Scouser, but hopefully I can lead him towards a conversation I want to hear about.
Also, before we get ducked on, I just want to let people know that if you want to have us on one screen, USA is up 1-0 on Jamaica right now. The men are playing in Jamaica. I missed who scored the goal as we were, doing this, but I looked up and said, oh, it's like 7 minutes into the match. So that's on TNT or HBO Max streaming. Just, watching footy Thursday night.
Let's go. USA. It's what I do love. What I love is a couple of people that go to my Saturday and Sunday watch parties. They message me and they were like, USA games tonight, Ben? I was just like,
that's kind of fire. That's kind of fire. They think about you when they think about footy. There we go. That's how it starts.
Yeah. So actually, they all went today anyway. I'm gonna join them Monday for the match.
Nice.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. That'll be good. But let's bring our first guest.
Get it, Duck. Quack.
So I got that update for you. It was fifth minute. Ricardo Pepe from Christian Pulisic. Super nice, real nice goal. Real nice through ball from Pulisic, and he put it in the corner left side, beat the keeper. Really, really nice.
Chef's kiss. Early goals mean so much.
Up early on the Reggae Boys.
Potches men.
I appreciate you asking, George. There will be some news about this coming up in the next couple of weeks. Shout out to the homie Grego at FTC United. We're about to get some things going. I just have to finish up a few more.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah. So have some fun things coming. Yeah.
So how you guys been?
Good, man. Better than this team has been playing.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, losing 4 on the bounce, it's been a while, right? I heard you say the dark days, right? Bernardo with the dark days. Also, don't forget his countryman, Ruben, asking people to please doubt us, please, right? So, and look, we've all been following City for quite some time. Some of us since before the real surge of championships and trophies. All the way back to when, like for myself, I followed David Silva to the club, right? Every year we're in this period of the year and City is 5 points back, 8 points back, 10 points back. And people are like, oh, this is it. This is the downfall of City, right? I would say maybe it feels a little different to you this time, right? It's a lot of injury, right? Sure. Obviously Pep always keeps a small squad. He never has, he does not have that Chelsea type squad to pull from, right? But typically, once you get to the festive season, Boxing Day, past that, City, once they get into the new year, for whatever reason, they hit January 10th, and they do not drop points for long stretches of time. They get into Pep gets the squad where it needs to be. So the only thing you're not likely to see Rodri this year. Most folks think he's out for the year. Rodri sees that as a challenge. He's going to try to get back. If he does, last month of the season, maybe? I doubt it.
Club World Cup, I think it was what he put out there, right? Club World Cup, because he said it's in July or something like that.
That's it. So that's got to be your target for Rodri, right? But in the meantime, I think what you will see is something that you probably haven't really seen in the last 4 or 5 years is an actually aggressive January transfer window, because I think there are clear deficiencies in the club, right? There's deficiencies in the depth in midfield. There's deficiencies in the fullback area. I mean, we're putting out 4 center backs, right? Where we need, and not to say that Josko can't play out there, or Kyle can't play out there, but Kyle, for one, has not been available a lot, right? Ake hasn't seen a lot of time because of injury. John Stones has been in and out of the lineup. Ruben doesn't get, it's been a lot at the back. And obviously, where is City's real problem? Yes, they're having a little trouble scoring goals, but it's some of the goals for the Brighton match in particular. Now, full disclosure, I picked Brighton to win that match 2-1. Okay. In the Bitter and Blue, some of you know, I used to write for Bitter and Blue on a regular basis. I'm still involved in the prediction pieces before each match. I've actually, for the first time in a long time, I picked them to lose 2 out of the last 4 matches. I did not see the Sporting result coming at all. I did not see that happening. But I picked them to lose to Spurs because Spurs. And I had the score correct, right? At Spurs in the Carabao Cup. I thought that was an easy, okay, that's a 2-1 Spurs all day. And then I also picked the 2-1 score against Brighton. And the thing of it was I thought I was wrong until about the last 12 minutes of the match, right? And then the deficiencies at the back, the things that have been happening all years kind of popped their head up. So that's got to get addressed. I think you will see, like I said, a little bit more aggressiveness in the January window. I don't know. Obviously anything that you see that's not from Fab Romero is just conjecture at this point until you start hearing the here we go. Don't get too excited about any of the names that pop up because that's just the way it is. But I think City's going to be more aggressive in the transfer window. I think they're going to try to bulk up the midfield and bulk up the back line for sure.
That would be such a huge shift, right, from previous seasons and even when things haven't gone well. Like, I like to think back to that season where Ruben came in, right? It wasn't good. He was still like a summer transfer, as a very late transfer, right before
they
the window closed.
Ake didn't look good over the first few matches that he was there, so they went out and they got Ruben Diaz, and he became the PFWA Footballer of the Year that year.
Yeah. Now, will whoever comes in have that type of impact? We don't know. But I will counter with this just for the sake of discussion. I feel like Pep, as much as we should not question his greatness, I feel like he's not using James McAtee enough. The biggest problem I see when I watch City is the lack of legs in the midfield.
Oh, sorry. Penalty saved against Jamaica. Yeah. Jamaica had a penalty, and it was just saved. Sorry, guys.
Let's go.
I was watching it. I didn't want to say anything because you were talking. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, he dove, he missed it, and then he saved it. Yeah, we got it. But no, like, I think McAtee has been underused, and that's almost like a free transfer in a way. If you start playing him, just to let him run, like, we miss Alvarez's pressing, right? You play him beside Foden, Savio on one wing, Doc on the other, or Grealish. Like, you have legs, they just been hurt or just unused, right? Kevin's like the big joker or the ace in the hole. He comes back in any type of form. He's been resting for over a month. Like, we have the guys. It would be different if everyone was healthy and we looked terrible. Then I would be concerned. But we saw what happened the first 5 or 6 matches, right?
The one big difference over this year from the last couple of years is there's no Julian Alvarez, right? That just is what it is. That guy, as long as he definitely got to the point where he's like, okay, Holland isn't going anywhere. I'm not going to get the type of minutes here that I feel like I deserve. And to his credit, he does. He's a very skilled player, and he needs to be on the pitch. And they didn't do that. A lot of him playing in behind Holland, but when he did, that was amazing, right? When they needed that, they would insert that in the lineup, and typically it worked really, really well. So I think that's a little bit of what's missing. I don't know that McAtee can be that or anything similar to that, but I do think, obviously, again, like you said, Pep is known as a genius, so you're reticent to second guess him on things like this. So you wonder, I mean, he's seeing something where he's not wanting to insert James McAtee in these situations. I would love to see him more. I felt like when he's been on the pitch, I think he's acquitted himself really well. I thought he's played, and I think most of the young guys have, maybe Nico Riley, maybe not as much, but the young defender who's been playing the last couple of matches, who his last name escapes me.
Simpson Puzi, JSP.
Yeah, I don't think he's been horrible, right? He's not that he's been a world beater, but I think he's been solid enough, especially considering the level of inexperience that he has in first team football. I thought he's looked okay, right? And I think with some more seasoning, I think he'll be a good defender. So, and obviously, we don't talk about Rico Lewis as a young player anymore, because he's a staple in the first team is he yet 20? He's just now 20, I think. And so I think there is a bit of a transition still happening with the first team where they're still kind of getting younger. If you look at it still, Holland's 24, Foden's 24, Savinho's 20, Rico's 20. So they're kind of rebuilding the squad on the fly. Now, How does that look when Cheeky leaves, right? In June, right? So obviously it's really good that they have the successor lined up. It'll be even better when Pep signs that extension. That's all
Okay.
I'm doing.
Okay.
Got a couple questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
you go for it.
Oh, I'm saying like
Oh
George.
yeah,
if
on
you
here.
chat, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, this is exactly where I was gonna go. We can stay on the team before we go to Pep. And have you seen any of Ederson play at Atalanta? If so, what are your opinions on him?
So I would say, are we talking about Ederson? I think the goalkeeping, Ederson's he's kind of a polarizing figure, right? Because he's almost clearly, I mean, I would say clearly the best in the world, playing with the ball at his feet from out of the back, but he takes risks. He gets out of position at times. And then, he'll also save your bacon at times. I think it's a combination and it's always got to be, you're working in tandem with the back line and the keeper. They have to be kind of on the same page. And I think some of that communication is missing, or it's not translating from the training field onto the pitch, right? And I think Ederson's taken some chances, and certainly there's some goals that have gone in that you would look at and say, okay, maybe that one is a little more on Ederson. But I think a lot of the time it's defenders out of position. Center back's not playing the ball, playing the angle correctly, and that gets Ederson into a bad spot. And I don't know, Crunk, if you played goal. I've never really played much goal. Charlie, I don't know if you played much goal. All I know is that if it gets down to the point where it's one-on-one with the keeper, a lot of the time the keeper's got little chance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a large net and a small ball that's got to go in there. So, but I would say Ederson, I would take his shortcomings given what he also brings to the pitch, right? From ball distribution, from playing out of the back. He just allows you to do so many things, but you've got to have a solid defensive line in front of him. Your back four or typically back four for us have to be solid or in order for him to be able to make that work.
Yeah, I'm with you. And then what do you think about Rico moving permanently to midfield?
I think that's where his future is. You know what I mean? He's played a lot of right back in his time, but I think it's 100% that is where his future is. Because as well as I do, midfielders have the most impact on the game. They have the most influence over what happens on the pitch by and large. So, and he's such a smart footballer. He knows where the ball needs to go. He understands Pep's system. He was brought up in it. You know what I mean? It is what he knows. I think you'll see more and more of him being in the midfield. Even when he was an 18-year-old playing right back, he was the guy that would slide up into the midfield when they moved it to a back three. He was that guy that was pushing forward and advancing. So I think his future in the game is in the midfield for City.
We've definitely seen him step up with, like, he's not easily moved off the ball. He really has seemed to get his center of gravity and strengthened himself in him. But as long as we have Rodri, we have some height somewhere in that midfield, we're fine. But we're seeing it now with this lack of height and athleticism. We're getting our asses kicked in this counter.
Yeah, Kovacic is a poor replacement for him. Not that Kovacic is a poor player, but he's just not Rodri. Yeah. And listen, Rodri won the Ballon d'Or for a reason, right? He was the best footballer in the world last year. And that's a difficult thing to replace in any circumstance. And like you say, Kovacic is shorter. He's probably not as physical. He's a very good player, right? And he'll do a lot of great things for you. But he's not going to give you. He's not a 1-for-1 Rodri replacement by any means. So that's always going to be difficult. Obviously, Gundo the same way. He's not the physical presence that Rodri is in the center. He just isn't. And so we're going to have to, and it's up to Pep, right, to make up for that loss, right? That was your cheat code for 63 matches, 71, however many was that in a row that we did not lose with Rodri on the pitch. he is a cheat code. It's easy. You put him in.
I miss him.
You are 99.9% going to win that match, unless it's the FA Cup final.
Oh, I miss that man so much. Oh man. Okay. Who do you see? Let's go to that Rodri position. Who can come in January? Do you have anyone in particular? Do you have a name?
I wish I knew better. An answer for you. I know they're looking at a couple younger players who probably wouldn't be the kind of guy who's going to come in and make that his position right away. They're going to be looking at someone who they can develop over time. I think Pep's going to have to come up with something that's a little bit, I just don't think he's replaceable in that sense. You know what I mean? As far as a central defensive midfielder goes. There's I mean, the only people who you can think of, I mean, Declan Rice, if they would have gotten the Declan Rice reel done a couple of years ago, but where would he be playing right now, right? I still don't think Declan is Rodri, right? So I don't know that there's a player out there. You'd have to go look. And I'm unfortunately not as familiar with all the players in like Serie A or Liga or even La Liga for that matter. Yeah. Outside of Real Madrid, Atleti, and Barca, and those guys probably aren't giving up their central defensive midfielder for you this year.
Yeah.
I think the biggest shout that I've seen, and I watched this guy, do really great work at the Euros, and a little bit with Real Sociedad is Zubamendi. Yeah. He's right in that like prime age, 25, 26.
Yeah.
He's a countryman of Rodri, countryman of Pep. Like there's a familiarity in the style, like, if you could get somebody, I think it'll be like a really, if they could get it. I know he has, the money's the money.
Again, and Sociedad, maybe they'll sell him. Who knows? But and that is the one name I've really, probably the most prominent name you've heard, the most common name you've heard with that. And again, so he's a guy 25, 26. He's got to want to come too, which not to say that you wouldn't want to come to City, but he's got to know that, yes, I'm going to get a lot of playing time in the spring this year, but once Rodri's healthy, how many minutes do I get? Now, the other thing that you can sell him on and say, we've had to use Rodri this much, and we probably don't want to keep doing that to a guy who's getting into his late 20s, kind of getting to the later part of his prime. We'd like to take some of that stress off of him. So we'd love you to be there, be that second option, that rotation, and you'll get games. You will get games.
Ooh, that would be beautiful. Yeah. Well, and I mean, George isn't wrong. A player like Paulinho would have been good because he is a starter level player for most teams, but he would come in and be a very good backup, very big backup.
Well, and I think the thing with City is you've got that cachet where you can go to a guy who probably says, well, I can start for a mid-table or upper, lower top of the table kind of club every day of the week. But do I want to lift trophies at the end of the season? Because if I do, and I can play this role and I can be part of that team that lifts the cup or lifts the Premier League title or lifts the the European Cup.
Yeah. And Zubamendi, I believe it's a $60 million.
The money is never an issue.
Either way, it's
like no. We should never even talk about money. We have
it's just the fact that
the price isn't an object.
Yes,
right? That's the thing. If it's the right player, the price isn't an object. Now, the thing they've been very careful about in the past is they've been very careful about getting the reputation of willing to overpay. They will not overpay. They will hold their valuation, but if it's worth it, they will pay the price. Right. So,
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I hope so.
Oh man. Well,
if you start overpaying on a regular basis, you end up where Manchester City or Manchester United was 3, 4, 5 years ago, where clubs would hold them ransom for any player that they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! So when international break is over, we return to a game against Tottenham.
Yep.
Not just to care about
cup.
Oh my gosh, what are we doing? Daniel, relax, please.
Pull back Calvin from his loan spell from Ipswich Town. Hey, honestly, I think
they would gladly do that.
I think that's 100%. But I also think if City knew that Rodri was going to be, injured in the Arsenal match, They might not have sent him out, but
If the
again,
injury happened in the summer, you keep Calvin. Like, and
yeah,
it's like you
Calvin's
can
there.
never plan around injuries. It's just they
Knowing that
happen.
he's clearly not a replacement, but at
Yeah.
least he is a guy who's played a competent central defensive midfield in the Premier League. Yeah, man. I think they would do that right now, but that's not happening.
And Pep did say when Calvin was killing it at center back during the preseason, he's like, yeah, he's doing great back there, but is he going to beat anybody else? Is he going to replace anybody else? Well, if they're all injured, he doesn't have to beat anybody.
And when you're looking at it like I've got a healthy Stones, a healthy Diaz, a healthy Ake, a healthy Akanji, yeah, no, he's not beating any of those guys out.
Nope.
With the injury issues that they've had in the back this year, would Calvin help? Maybe he would have.
Yes. So 50.3 million euro fee is Zubamendi's release clause. He rejected the full last summer. So all he has to do is just accept it.
Yeah. And are they able to activate that in January? I think they are, right? They could take
a release clause. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, anytime you want.
Yep, for sure. Okay.
I hope it happens, man. It would be so awesome to bring them in. I think it frees up Gundo and Kova from being out of position, right? Like you might have and I do think there's a world like a true double pivot is something that Pep could move to, because he's still trying to do the same type of system where it's like the 3-2-4-1, but it's like no, just do a 4-2-3-1 and just let those front four
he
go.
would do that at times with Rodri and Gundo, even in 23. He would roll a double pivot out there depending on the opponent. But one other thing, speaking of midfielders and guys who aren't playing them, Mateus Nunes. How good has he been since he's been moved up front? I mean,
he looks like a natural. Yeah.
Correct. Like this is a guy that everyone just let's get him out of here. Let's send it. He's not working. He's not City. He's not this. He's not that. He's been one of your better players this year. Like more consistent than a lot of other guys on the pitch. I think he's particularly healthy over the last month and a half or so.
Super aggressive. Can dribble better than I think. Like I didn't know he was so good on the ball because he's a natural midfielder. But you put him out there, he's getting by people. He's making things happen. He's not Daku. Nobody's Daku, right? Like he is the best chance creator on the team. But one last thing, because I know you got to run. What do we think about Phil Foden? Will he find his form? Because that's something that is not happening.
I think the best thing that happened for City is Foden and Grealish not playing for England in this window, right? Mm-hmm. Pulling them back, making and having them come back. I think Phil. I think it's just a matter of rust. I think it's just a matter of time with him. He's just too talented. Do you know what I mean? It's just you've seen it. He was the Premier League's the PFWA Footballer of the Year last year. That's not an accident, right? He's a very talented young player. He's just going through a little bit of a spell, coming off of fitness issues, and then just trying to get back into the side. Same thing with Kevin, as you alluded to. Once Kevin and Phil get back to full fitness and are popping again, I think things will start to turn around, and I think you will probably see sometime in January, February, that patented City run of just match after match after match,
8, 9
after win after win.
Yeah,
and Kronk's ready to inject that straight into his veins.
I'm already imagining it. I'm there already.
I love it.
Oh man. All right. Well, let people know where they can find you and the things you do before we get you.
Well, I don't do much anymore. As you know, I'm more of a life of a corporate stooge now, but you can still find me in the gut feelings articles that are put out before every match that City does. That's at Bitter and Blue. So check them out at bitterandblue.com. And you can no longer find me on the former Twitter, but you can find me on Blue Sky. Duckmanforreal.bsky.social. Go find me there, y'all.
Hi, Amy.
Amy.
All right, guys.
Homie, we appreciate
Always
you.
a pleasure. Anytime you need me, anytime you want to have me on, it's my absolute pleasure to be here.
You're the best, Doug, man. Thank you so much.
Love y'all.
Man, what a guy. Okay. Since this is a safe space, I'm gonna say, and it's a list stream, I'm gonna say how I feel about Nunes.
Okay.
It's I'm gonna keep it all real because
Let's do
he's
it.
doing great. He's doing great. I don't
Mhm.
want to say any because everything I'm about to say right now is gonna sound like I'm not saying he's doing great. Pep has said over and over again, hey, in open space, he's fantastic. That's his great. He's super fast. He's great. Like, so what he's doing is exactly what we're expecting from him. He's not losing the ball, not because he wants to, or Pep. It's Grealish. It's just Grealish. Except for
It's Portuguese Grealish. Yeah.
except Pep told him, hey, if you lose this fucking ball, you're never gonna touch midfield ever under me. Ever. Hold on to the ball. Prove to me that you can do what I need of a midfielder, which is be decent in tight spaces, don't lose the ball, make correct decisions in very quick moments. But obviously, you're out of the way, you're wide. You're not going to really make any problem for me. If you lose the ball, you better chase that shit down. But for the most part, like he is a perfect servant right now. That's what he's doing, but I don't think he's doing anything like
I disagree. I think what he's done, like from that position, especially I forgot which matches because it's been a while since they played, whatever. But he can get past people. He can like create. He gets to the byline. He goes in, and I think he's far more aggressive shooting than Grealish ever is. Right? If you want to compare those two,
I don't want to do that. I'm not setting Grealish.
I would definitely do it
because
you
already on it.
That's what I'm saying. Is like he's produced.
I'm just
no,
saying.
it's not like talking down to players. It's like, hey, this man has given production this season. Like he has given crucial goals in the G's and A's, and so like that's helpful. And that penalty he took that time. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Like that showed all the confidence you needed to see. Like I can go. Like I'm ready. And that's a guy who like stayed. He didn't like get pushed out because again, what the club thinks and what City supporters think are two very different things.
Yes.
And they know what they have. You don't go get players for a reason. Now, the only like true fall on your face player was Calvin Phillips. Yeah. I'll admit that, whatever. But everyone else, like, it just took time, and they all have come through. So I'm happy to see him playing, and I hope he keeps getting those reps.
Yeah. All right, let's bring our next guest on.
Switching sides, going red.
Red, Tracy, red, and then also pink.
Yeah. You got to say the pink because really that's what I really.
That's what you do. That's what you do. Yeah.
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
Treb,
how's everybody doing this evening?
Yeah, man.
It's going good. Just like you mentioned in the intro, I've joined kind of the SOB network with the 12 podcast, which has been a lot of fun. So if you're into women's soccer at all or want to be into it, I suggest you listen to it. We cover the WSL, which is getting really interesting at the moment. And we have pretty much all the major teams covered. We have a Chelsea fan, 2 Arsenal fans, and obviously Tom is there representing Man City. So it's a lot of fun. And I get to talk about my second favorite team, Crystal Palace, on the women's side. They've been, that's a team I've really enjoyed watching this season. So it's a lot of fun. I suggest everyone get over there.
Yeah, they do a great job. Like, despite them being fans of the top teams, they cover the entire league. And they do a good job at trying not to be biased while also, supporting your club. So
we still laugh at Tottenham. So
yes, I mean you got right. Oh man. Okay, well let's get into it. Typical City Arsenal.
I figure at this point,
how are you feeling about things? Because honestly, it's like we are in a string of troubles right now. Yes, but Arsenal women started off very bad, and now Arsenal men have been kind of inconsistent. Yeah. So, like Arsenal as a football club, really, it's not having a great season at the moment.
Well, no. As a whole, probably not. I think more so on the men's side, there's a lot more disappointment just because obviously, like I had mentioned the last time I was on last season, it's kind of make or break now, right? Like there's no real excuses. Like this needs to be the squad that at least comes closer to getting it done. I think outside of losing, just flat out losing, I think we've had probably the worst start we could in terms of dropping points. Whether that's, whether you want to say that's because of refs and dubious red cards and whatever. I'm kind of the notion that if you let it happen once, you can complain about it. But after that, like that's kind of on Arteta. Like you got to get the mentality right. You got to just be like, look, We're not going to get the calls. We're going to be ref different. It is what it is. Play smarter, play better. But I will say he is correct in that we've just finished our tough run. We had a really tough start to the season. And I was just looking it up. The next 10 matches, only 3 of those teams are in the top 10. And that's Nottingham, Brighton, and who else was it? I forget the third. I completely blanked. But yeah, so it's basically just if we can get this stretch and kind of get our own run of wins going, we can find ourselves right back in it. Because we're only 9 points back from Liverpool, who
I think that's the thing people forget, right? It's like this is a 38 match season. We have done 11 of them, people. Like it's so much time left. Liverpool has not hit their difficult spell yet. They're going to drop points. Like, everybody does, right? Nobody's perfect. I will ask this question: did you know Martin Odegaard was this important? Because I didn't. I didn't realize he made this much of a difference.
I knew he was important. I didn't think he was like our Rodri, kind of, right? Like, I mean, you look at a team like City that has, I think it's fair to say, kind of 2 rotations of starting 11s, and you see how important that one player is to their success. And Arsenal don't really have that depth, and you see how important Odegaard was to their success. And even in the draw against Chelsea, you saw just how different they looked in terms of attacking. I think with him being healthy, like I said, with him being healthy and this being kind of a quote-unquote easy stretch, this is the time for Arsenal to really make up ground, especially going into January. They probably need to be looking at either and an 8 or a 9. I think they need to get that left wing sorted out for sure. As much as I love Martinelli and what he's done this season, I think we can get a little bit more clinical. And then obviously in attack, same with Havertz. I love what he's done. I think he's been worth the price tag, but we just need somebody in attack that can create their own at all times and has a chance at winning us games. Like just saying, I'm going to carry the team on my back and get this fucking win. So, but I'm not worried. I mean, we've been here before. Like as Arsenal fans, like this isn't even the worst that we've had it. So I'll get worried. Like I said, I'll get worried kind of closer to January when this run ends. I don't think we need a 6 now.
Declan's enough. Partey's enough.
Well,
and a Marino.
We'll need a 6. We will need a 6 when that one leaves. When that one leaves the club finally, then we'll need a 6. But
what's the talk? Is that really happening? I know people. I saw the statement that got put out by a group. Like, is the club saying anything?
I mean, no. Well, no. I mean, as it stands, you can't really confirm it's him, right? Like, just from what I understand of how the UK laws work, like if this was America, we would know exactly who this allegation is against. Yeah. But like, from what I understand of the UK laws, like they just can't release names, I guess, and stuff like that.
Also, sorry.
I mean, it's one of those like technicalities, but like as far as fans go, most fans want him gone. They wanted him gone before this season started.
Yeah.
So I think
for sure for years.
Yeah.
And honestly, the whole Mendy, he won his lawsuit against Man City, so like they really can't bench him and send him away like he did because they had to pay him back all those back dues,
all that money. Yeah, and they don't want to do that.
So like that's why, and I don't know why I didn't think about that sooner, but I was just like, why haven't?
But I will say they don't have to like. They've been leaning heavy and promoting him this season. Like,
they had him as.
They don't have to do that. They've done that, and that's been really unfortunate to see as an Arsenal fan. But like, you're right. Like, they can't really cut him yet, I guess. But hopefully in January, like someone. I mean, I don't know who would make an offer, but someone make an offer, get him out of here. And then we will need a 6. But for now, with Rice and him, the 6 is fine. I think more so our attack is where we need the help. Because I think we've proven that when our mind is right, our defense is solid.
Yeah, mind, health, like getting everybody back. Like I mean, I feel like we know the 3 best teams in the PL are Arsenal, Liverpool, and City. And it's just a matter of what happens when everybody's healthy and we have more stretches. Less international breaks helps a lot, right? Like, you'll have more Champions League matches, but I'm waiting for that rhythm to hit. Like the festive fixtures are great. You really get to see who's in good flow. So we see those in the next month, and like we'll see what happens. But I do know you want to talk about the women's side of things. So with the manager change, the recent goals that have been scored, how are we feeling over there?
A lot better than we did under Jonas. I'll tell you that. The women's side, like I said, the WSL is been a really fun league this year. We have teams like United are starting to come back down to earth, but they were like at the top fighting. Brighton right now are fighting. Like I said, Palace, fresh into the league, are staying in a place where they look like if they can go on a run, they'll stay up and be the first team to do so. But as far as Arsenal are concerned, yeah, we're hunting for a new manager. I'm using this opportunity to start because from what I've heard with the delay, it's partly because of Edu leaving and partly because there is like whispers that they're waiting for NWSL coaches. And I would just like to personally say Seb Hines should come to Arsenal if we are looking at NWSL coaches. I like Seb Hines. I know people would like Laura Harvey to come back to Arsenal, which wouldn't be too bad, but I need Hines. I want to see Hines rebuild Arsenal the way he did the Pride.
Yeah, that would be a great shout. Do you think, looking at the other clubs in WSL, do you think City have a chance against Chelsea this weekend?
Yeah. I mean, I think kind of like you said on the men's side where we know the top teams, I feel like it's much like that on the women's side, despite Arsenal having such a slow start, like they're still in the mix. They themselves are a couple matches from being right back in the title conversation. So I think it's Chelsea, City, Arsenal at the top. Obviously, right now it's Chelsea, City kind of battling it out. I think you guys definitely have a chance. I would like to see it. I just don't want to see Chelsea win anymore. I'm gonna be real.
They've won so much. They're like Bayern Munich, man. It's just like, come on,
like we
guys.
need a different champion in. But I'm also like hoping a meteor hits and nobody gets any points. And we can just like forget that match. You know what I'm saying? Just ignore it and focus back on Arsenal, who have 9 goals, our 9-0 combined win after 2 games, undefeated under Renee. Like life is good on the women's side. But I'll tell you where life isn't good because like I also had a question for Crump.
Yeah.
Because speaking of women's soccer, he is, as some of you know, now an Angel City fan. And as someone who covers Angel City out here in Los Angeles, they did not have the best of seasons. So I would like to know how you're feeling after your first full season. And what you think of the NWSL as a whole. Like as someone who followed City in the WSL, just like what do you think of the NWSL and all that is that chaos?
It's exhausting, the matches, like, because it's like back and forth sometimes, especially the Angel City matches. It's just like, I know we have some like speedy players on the wings and you want to kind of try to catch the teams before they can hunker and get in front of you, but especially early in the season, it really just didn't seem like there was much direction. It was just like vibes, y'all play, figure out. I know June Endo getting injured is a huge miss with everything, and they weren't really starting Messiah Bright. It took like Claire Emsley was scoring just like random bangers to basically save draws a lot.
Save points, yeah.
Naturally, I can't say enough amazing words about Sarah Gordon. So you know, there's no reason to like. If I get going on her, then you know, that'll be the rest of the show. But I very much Alyssa Thompson is a dog, fucking dog. Like she's scary sometimes. Like when she's running in and like if someone tries to take the ball from her, like it almost looks like she's like would like swing on a player if they like come at her the wrong way. And that is
you can tell she's like taking tutelage from Kristen Press for sure.
Yeah, she's trying to get some fangs. And then it's great having Kristen Press back. That is her scoring. That is super exciting. Jasmine Spencer, she has been really fun watching because I'm very unfamiliar with her and just super speedy. I see that they have her listed as a forward, but she was playing like wing back much.
Well, she used to play forward when she was at Portland. I think she came from Portland.
Okay.
I'm like with so many teams, but like she was a forward converted to like right back, left back, and now she plays defense at Angel City. I think only one time since she's been there they've had her play up front, and she almost scored that time, I believe.
Yeah, I mean she
still has it. Yeah, she gets forward.
She gets
Angel City is like a track team. They like to play up high. Unfortunately, they're not great at finishing.
Yes.
So
but it's been fun. Their social media obviously is mega. They always have some kind of event going on, and the Sol Rosa Wednesdays or whatever the name of the shirt is, and like they always have some kind of new ownership. There's a lot of fun things around everything. It would just be nice if the game on the pitch matched all of the energy they give for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And have you been to an NWSL match yet? Have you gone
No.
out?
Yes, I've been to a couple Chicago Chicago Wrestlers, Chicago Red Star.
Okay.
And then I specifically went to the game at Wrigley Field when they played Bay FC.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Well, that's good. Well, welcome to the NWSL. I just wanted to ask that because, I could come on here and we could do the whole Arsenal City bullshit thing, and we will. But no, because the NWSL is kind of considered the best league on the planet. But I look at the WSL and what they're doing, and I feel like they are very much kind of like Liga MX, where they're a league that could absolutely fight for that title with just a few more adjustments in what they're doing in terms of getting broadcast deals now and kind of opening up the investment. And we need to see teams kind of start to invest. We talked about it on the pod last episode. We've seen City do it. Arsenal does it. Chelsea does it. Kind of just this one club mentality that you're going to need to kind of grow the game. And if they can do that, I think the WSL is in a great spot. But yeah.
No, I agree with you. And they have the star power. Just every single team they have. I feel like every single team has a player too where they're either personable or the camera loves them or things like that. So I feel like they have done a great job at the foundation of their fan base is strong, and next now is where will we see what they do from here, and it's very similar with WSL. Yeah. So it's I think they'll get there. What helps is if the champions, their teams take it seriously and give them parades that they're excited about. Fans can only be as excited about the teams playing as the clubs themselves.
The team makes it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's going to be very important. Every player is the best player in the world, whether you believe it or not, whether it's true or not. It was just they just more rambunctious. Make it wild.
And I just want to add for a little bit of personal NWSL experience. I was actually there 2 years ago for the Angel City season. It was what happened in that year? I think it was when LaRue first came in. So I went to a couple matches. That was fun. And sadly, my biggest regret as a sports fan in all sports this year is that I did not get a chance to go see the Washington Spirit.
You have to see
didn't work out.
And
they are amazing, right? I didn't get to see Croy earlier before she got hurt. I haven't seen them since when they've come back and kept this run going, getting ready for the semifinal against Gotham here in DC. Couldn't get a ticket. So I will be watching this weekend. I can't wait to watch. But Trinity Rodman, I want to build an altar to her. She is exceptional. She is everything you want, from triple espresso to just keeping it going in the league. The city loves her, the area loves her. I'm definitely, I got love for New York, for Gotham FC, right? I used to live in Brooklyn, got friends up there, know good people, but really hope that Washington can make it to the final. It would be really, really awesome.
If you could have a player from NWSL join City, who would it be? Would it be Trinity? Would that be your pick? Oh, okay.
Who'd you say?
Gurma.
You said Gurma. Oh, that's solid.
I feel like that's the one player every team in England would probably want.
Yeah. If you had to go win, I was thinking of some of the strikers, right? But I love Bunny. It's not like I need a second striker.
Exactly. And
you guys also, that's true. You guys also have a stacked squad.
Yeah. But if you add Gurma, but here's the thing, I would say on the right, if you put Trinity on the right with Bunny and Lauren Hemp, my God in heaven.
Well, see, that's the thing. As an Arsenal fan, we need someone on the right. I would take Trinity in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
I love Gurma. Obviously everyone needs a defender, but she also, from what I understand, is a big Chelsea fan. So
Oh,
Yeah.
You
dude.
know,
That
a lot
would
of them
make
are. A
sense.
lot of them are.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
think about it. Why wouldn't you be? Like, they win, I like them. I don't want to root for the underdog. That's
That's fair.
I don't understand those people. Give me pain. No, give me wins.
Give me, exactly right. Well, yeah.
That's how I
As
became
someone
a
who
City fan. They
experiences
win, they
pain,
blew.
right?
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my
listen,
gosh.
it's just a lot of
That's
pain
fair.
for me. I'm used to it. That's why I'm just like,
that's why I'm
just like, with you guys losing lately, I'm just like, I like it. It's fun to hate watch you guys now. I'm not gonna lie. It's been fun to hate watch City again. It really has. So long may that continue, because I need some more of that in my life. And I also need you guys to drop more points so that we can catch up.
Oh man.
Make this race real interesting. I want to make this
It
race
is interesting. We're down 5, and that seems like insurmountable, even though we've done it 3 times. But it's okay. People forget. Like,
that's 2 matches.
No, I'm saying that's how people are talking.
Hear the community.
They're talking the way that like it hasn't been done. We've walked Liverpool down. We've walked Arsenal down twice. Like, this is not new to us. It's true.
Well, that's the thing. I think that's the thing that annoys me, is just like everyone acts like Liverpool can't be caught, and it's just Liverpool are the originators of bottling it. Like, let's not forget Steven Gerrard fell. Like, I remember that. I'm old enough to remember that.
That's fair.
Yeah, like that was just the first of like a couple in that 4-year stretch that they had. So they're just like us. They can't hold on to shit either. So I want to make this race interesting. I want to see how it comes down, especially if this is going to be Pep's last year. Do you think it's going to be Pep's last year?
I mean, if we're gonna keep it honest, they need to be trying to catch Nottingham Forest.
Well, Forest.
We've got Forest coming up. That's what I'm saying. That's why this stretch is important. We've got them. Yeah. Don't worry about that. We've got them coming up. If we can handle our shit, we'll catch all of y'all. Don't worry about that.
If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Martin Odegaard's helping. So our offense is gonna look a lot better.
I'm prepping for Pep. I'm being very pessimistic. I'm prepping for Pep to leave. Just in my heart, I have no intel. I have no nothing. I just know that, like, I don't want to get my hopes up and be defeated. I'd rather be shocked and get that random notification on a Sunday morning. Pep resign.
He's just like,
but like, seriously, there are so many great managers in the world out there. Like, Xabi Alonso is made for this. Like this is like, it would be perfect. Now, does he have Real Madrid ties? Of course, he could go back and follow Carlo. But like, if we can get him and just keep this train rolling, man, give me that guy. Give me Xabi, and I will be so
He's already thinking about life after Pep. That's crazy.
I got to. Why not? This is what City does. We didn't want to think about life after Aguero, but hey, we got to keep moving. We didn't want to think of life after Sterling. This show didn't stop, man.
Wow.
Yo, I'm here for chat.
Hey, I bet you are, Sharpie. I bet you are.
Right.
Brian, you don't know what danger and arguments you just started.
Player manager. I'm down with that.
I bet you are, Treb.
Let's do that.
Hey, he's 1-1 winning Premier League titles. That's all I'm saying. He's 1-1.
I want to see that. I want to see the chaos of another player manager. If anyone that doesn't know, I just like insanity. If my team ain't gonna do shit, I want the most insane results possible. That's what I
respect that chaos. Agent of chaos. Treb, Tracy, everybody.
All the time. Every time.
And where can we catch you? What's the name of the pod again for the people?
Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned,
you got a couple places. I know you do a lot.
Yeah. So we got the 12 podcast everywhere you can listen to podcasts, and we're on YouTube if you want to check the visuals and stuff. Oh my god, what just happened?
Soloed. I gave you solo.
Yeah, gave you solo, baby. ISO.
But you could also. I'm also leaving Twitter. I'm not going to be there. Find me at Blue Sky at Treb Tracy. And for anybody that likes LA soccer, NWSL, stuff like that, I cover LAFC, Angel City at angelsonparade.com. So that's all the places you can find me.
And as a ball man, my envy for your head of hair is beyond.
I've got it restrained to
the fucking yawn. It is gorgeous. I wish my follicles were that blessed. They aren't. And can't have it all in life. I just want to be like Treb when I grow up.
Well, I'm just trying to get like y'all. That's all.
I'm trying to get like y'all. Thanks so much for coming on, man.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me. Hopefully we do this again at the end of the year. I mean, we got that reverse fixture still. And like I said, if the title race is close,
February, it's coming.
Come on and really bullshit. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But anytime. I'm always happy to walk into the Lions Den.
We love it here. We love it when you come in, man.
See you, brother.
All right. Y'all be easy.
Peace. Take it easy, bro.
Hey, in time for our last guest, last but not least, the homie, Kyle Carr.
Hello.
Yo, what up, Kyle? Long time no see. How you been, my guy?
I've been all right. It's been a little chaotic the last couple of weeks, but otherwise, I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Yeah. No, life. Yeah, life. You can easily say that. The last couple of weeks have been chaotic. Yep.
Literally every American citizen can say that.
There's like all this stuff going on in the country, and then here it's like I have 2 kids, so every week someone's sick and someone has an illness.
Oh, there's a baby. Look at the baby.
So every
right on
week it's
cue.
always someone is coughing, someone is sneezing, and I'm just like, all right, what am I gonna get this week?
Dad life. Incredible, bro. Incredible. If you don't mind me asking, how old are the kids?
The oldest, so the one that's back here, he is going to be 5 on Christmas, and then my youngest one is 3.
That's awesome. So you're gonna have like the whole like sophomore, senior setup in high school. That's so cool.
Probably juniors, like seniors. They might be
because of the way the
apart,
birthdays fall. Yeah, that's really cool. What an experience.
Yeah, it's nice at times where it's like, all right, we're done with diapers. Great, I'm done. I don't have any more. So that part of that is like, yes, I'm in the clear. I'm almost done with a lot of the annoying stuff.
Amazing, truly amazing. But we're not here to talk about kids. What's going on in USL? What's
USL.
USL is a mess right now. We'll start with Memphis 901. Instead of going down a league, getting their shit together, figuring it out, getting the stadium resolved, they just decided we're just going to fold. We're going to cease to exist, and we'll give our franchise rights to Santa Barbara Sky. Santa Barbara was supposed to join USL League One next year. They are now moving to the championship, and instead of coming next year, they're going in 2026. So that was the first big
you just give a pass to somebody halfway across the country. It's just like
yes, you can just give up your franchise rights and do that. I mean, it's happened in the past. I think Orlando gave theirs to like Louisville or something before they went to MLS. Cincinnati did the same thing. Nashville's done the same thing. So it's not uncommon, but it is weird when a team just does it and they just shut down. So I think that's the biggest part of it. And I think that's kind of the part where it's like, oh, that's weird. So that was earlier this week. And then we got to later this week and hey, bud. Sorry.
No worries.
Got to later this week, and there's one team, Northern Colorado Hailstorm. They're in USL League One. They've had issues all season where they're just in debt with contractors. They're in debt with the stadium, getting the stadium made. The players aren't getting paid. It's just bad. And to the point that they went into bankruptcy.
Wow.
So everyone's kind of thinking, are they going to make it to next year? And if they are, what player is going to want to stay there? Because you have this unstable environment here where you might not get paid. And if I feel bad for the players and coaches because they're just sitting here we don't know what's going on. This is all ownership, and ownership's like, no, we're fine. We're good. We just declared bankruptcy. It's fine. And now the owner is suing USL. And oh, by the way, they're not in USL League One anymore. USL and Northern Colorado Hailstorm decided to part ways. Basically, Northern Colorado's too broke. Northern Colorado's broke. And for the season, they've had other USL clubs pay for their players, handling some of that. So that happens. The owner has sued USL. So they are not in USL League One anymore. And then another team, Central Valley Fuego, a month ago, they had Jermaine Jones. I don't know if anyone caught that, but Jermaine Jones was the coach. He got into some hot water where he was more or less suspended, but no one knew why. He just suddenly wasn't coaching any of the games. Find out that it's just a violation of the USLPA agreements in terms of just conduct, basically just a lot of detrimental conduct towards the players, stuff like that. So that all happens, and they are not going to be in USL League One either. And it's funny because USL put a little statement saying oh yeah, we're parting ways with Northern Colorado Hailstorm, just couldn't reach an agreement, blah, 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 blah. And then in the last paragraph, it literally says, and we're also parting ways with Central Valley Fuego as a mutual decision. It's it was the most footnote, Oh, by the way, this team's also not going to be here next year.
Oh my!
And all that has happened this week.
Wow.
So that's a crazy week. My first question is this: how many teams are in USL? Let's talk about the current state of the league.
So this past season, there were 12 teams in the league. Next year, so basically the league is going to lose Lexington. USL League One's going to lose Lexington as they're going up to the championship. Now they won't have Northern Colorado Hailstorm or Central Valley Fuego. So technically the league is now down to 9 teams. However, there are 5 expansion teams joining next year. So there's one, AV Alta, which is pretty much in Lancaster, California. Portland, Maine has a team. Westchester, New York. So it's going to be kind of in the Mount Vernon area. Naples, Florida. Texoma, which is basically just on the border of Oklahoma.
Texas, Oklahoma. I like it.
Texas.
I like the name. That's fun.
And then there's one more. It's going to bother me. I feel like, let me see. Portland, Naples, Texoma, Westchester. Oh, no. Those are all the 5 teams.
Yeah.
So next year, there will be 14 teams in the league, assuming no one else folds or anything else happens.
Yeah. And Douglas, for everyone that harps on Pro Rel in the US, everything Kyle's laying out why this shit is so much harder.
I mean, and to emphasize that point, like I said, Memphis could have just gone down, gotten their finances and gotten their stuff in order, and then eventually go back up. Like North Carolina FC did that same thing. They went down for a couple of years, got it together, and then they went back up.
Best co-star ever. Cutest co-star award. I usually have a dog here. The kid is so much.
I know. Yeah, that is very fair. Yeah.
He is the star. Like any of the other podcasts, he just crashes and he's the star. Anyway, so North Carolina, they came down, got their stuff together, they went back up. Richmond Kickers, they had come down to do the same thing. Charlotte Independent. So we've seen teams go down, like voluntarily go down to get their either finances or figure it out. But now between Memphis and last year, Rio Grande Valley was another USL team where they just decided we're just going to shut shop. We're not going to, instead of trying to get it figured out or find a solution and go down to League One and figure it out, we'll just shut shop and call it good. And I think that's kind of the thing about Pro Rel is there's teams that are willing to just say, screw it, we're not going to do it, then go down a league. Because in their mind, they just don't feel as though it's worth it. Which then brings the bigger question of the operating costs for Championship in League One. In terms of fees, Championship is going to be much higher than League One. But with Championship, there's a little bit easier navigation with travel and logistics because there's more teams and they're more spread out as opposed to USL League One, where most of the teams are kind of centralized in the southeast of the United States. I always say I need a Midwest team to come because other than Omaha, the closest team to Madison is probably like a 9-10 hour drive. And it sucks.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a team closer to me that would get me a little more locked into the league.
Fort Wayne is supposed to be coming in the future. Headed by Beasley.
That's Tarek.
Yeah.
Tarek lives in that area.
That's the hopeful one is Fort Wayne. They're potential. There's going to be a team in Eugene, Oregon as well. Boise, Idaho is getting a team. Fun. And we've always said if they don't have blue turf, then if they don't blue, they should not exist. That's
they got to use the stadium. Yeah, footy for all. I love it. That's like as a college football fan, you just said all these cities. I'm just thinking of college football team. So it's just like, put a USL club where it's a great college football program, and these people will come. It's not that crazy.
Apparently, Boise also has a large Basque population.
Really?
Yes.
Had no idea.
Neither did I.
That is phenomenal.
Okay. Sorry. What is there anything else going on with USL? Like
actual football stuff. Like who's good? Who's
all right.
Pro Rel?
So the USL League One final is this weekend. It is going to be between Union and Omaha, who's going for their second playoff championship. They just won their third Players Shield, which is the Supporter Shield, basically. So they're going for their second playoff championship. They're going against Spokane Velocity out of Spokane, Washington. Spokane just joined the league this year.
Hmm.
So they're brand new. Like, this is their first year, and they're in the final. Unfortunately, they had to beat Ford Madison in a penalty shootout. I'm still bitter about that, so we're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
But that's going to be the
Okay.
final. That is this Sunday. Otherwise, on the championship side, it's all the top seeds lost. Like, that was the shocking part about that's also the thing with the playoff is like it does kind of screw teams over because you look at Louisville and they get knocked out. You look at New Mexico, like 2 teams who were like up there, the best teams in the league, and now they're out. Like, that's what happens. So in the championship, I think they're getting to the conference finals. So in the Western Conference, it's Colorado Springs Switchbacks. They're playing Las Vegas Lights. And then Eastern Conference, Charleston Battery, who've been the 2 seed. So Charleston's been pretty good as well. They're playing Rhode Island FC. Rhode Island is also in their first year. So I think those conference championships are in this weekend, I believe, on Saturday. But yeah, no, the top seeds all losing. Like, Louisville lost, New Mexico lost. Like, Memphis was the 3 seed as well. And that's also the weird part with Memphis is they were the 3 seed.
They were good. Yeah.
They were good, and then they got knocked down in the first round. Like, Detroit City was the 3rd seed, and they got knocked out in the first round.
Okay, so for the championship, there's Union Omaha, and then the team who beat you. So how are you feeling about this match? Like, can I even tell you to pick a team who you think is going to win?
You cannot tell me to pick a team because I have a reason why I don't want either team to win.
Yes. And
I don't need Omaha winning because Omaha fans are obnoxious, and the last thing I need is to hear them continuously talk about this.
Is there anyone in particular that you might be thinking of that might be very loud and obnoxious about if Union Omaha wins?
It's not even just one person. There's just a lot of them. That's the thing. And there are cool Omaha fans. I will say that there are some cool Omaha fans, but there's a lot of obnoxious ones. So I don't want them winning for that particular reason.
That's funny.
But then I don't want Spokane because it's like, to see a team come in year 1 and win a title and Madison hasn't, I'm going to be like, God damn it, that's just unfair.
The disrespect.
Right. But if Madison's going to lose, if someone's going to lose, I might as well just be the team that beat Madison to get there. I don't know. So, no, you're not going to get me to pick a team. But
lame.
I do think Omaha will win.
Okay.
They've been the best team all season. They don't have a glaring weakness. It's going to be played in Omaha. And they play basically on the outfield of the baseball stadium. So their pitch is tiny. The last time these 2 teams played, Omaha battered them like 4-0. It was over by halftime. So I could see, I think Omaha will win. They're just the better team. However, Spokane has taken out Madison, who was the 3 seed, and Northern Colorado Hailstorm, who were the 2 seed. They went on the road and beat both of them and not allowed the goal in a process. So if Spokane can carry that same defensive tenacity and structure,
lame,
they can walk out with it. But
yuck, them edging a championship away like that, both PKs, gross.
I mean, they did go into Northern Colorado and beat them 3-0. Like, that was they went into their house and just beat them.
I retract a little bit then.
Madison Madison didn't play that well. I will fully admit, like, that was not a good result for Madison. Like, they did not create that many chances. It was penalties. It is what it is.
Yeah. Hey, we as City fans, we know what it's like when it ends up in penalties, and you're just up to the penalty gods, and they do not like Manchester City.
Okay, can't win them all.
No,
can't win them all.
No, and Pool, we've been talking about them earlier with Treb. Y'all are playing some decent football, but we don't think you have experience.
Okay, let's not be that person. Like, it's not decent football. It's really great football, Crump. They're playing great football.
My bad.
It is a change. I think the biggest thing is it's more controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the thing with Jurgen Klopp's teams is sometimes it's a little bit chaotic, and sometimes that creates good chaos where you're getting the turnovers in the other opponent's third. and you can go on breakaway goals, and especially when you have Mane, Firmino, and Salah, you just hoof a ball over, get it to one of those three, and they'll do the rest. But now it's kind of a difference where it's more, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's how I relate it to. Instead of going bing, bang, one into the other in like 5 seconds, we're just going to do like 20 different passes. We're going to just possess the ball, and we're going to make you make the mistake, whether it's pressing the wrong player or letting someone make the run or a good pass from a midfielder. That's the weirdest part. It's a lot more controlled. Like, I go in feeling much more calm. If Liverpool have a 1-0 lead, it's like, okay, I feel good about this. They're also not conceding early, which was a big problem the last couple of years with Klopp, where they would concede a goal in the first 5-10 minutes and then they would play catch up. Now it's a little bit different. Ryan Gravenberch might be he might be that dude.
Yeah,
he is that dude. He's him. He's
great.
He has not had a bad game. I think that's the best. I think that's the most surprising. There's not been a bad game from him. So I'm not ready to say Liverpool are winning the title. I think they're title contenders. But if they can continue, if they can get through the holiday period without either major injuries or having a bad stretch of form, I think they will be up there with City. I'm curious to see if Arsenal will be able to turn around, but I feel like right now it's kind of a Liverpool City battle for the title again.
Look at Crunk's face.
He knows it's true. He knows it's true.
I know it's true. I love when Liverpool and City go at it. That's how this show started. That was a great run-in spring of 22, neck and neck. We're doing last 10 matches. Like, I love that. That's heritage for me as a PL fan. I don't know about that old shit. So it's just, this is great. Like, this is where it's supposed to be. Arsenal, you can be in Champions League. Have fun. Be third. Be fourth. 1 and 2 should be Liverpool City. That's how I see it.
But yes, Liverpool are on top of the Champions League. I'm not writing anything about that because it doesn't matter until knockouts.
Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, I like Slot. Then that's what I keep saying is I don't hate Liverpool for the first time in a very long time. And my hate is reserved solely for Arsenal and Arteta and that hard ass hair that he has. It's like, bro, it's 2020.
Look, just a little bit of gel. That's all. It's just a little bit of gel.
When a freaking tornado or hurricane could hit and his hair's not moving.
Hey, stay away from Curtis Jones. Stay away from Curtis Jones, all right? No. He's staying at Liverpool, damn it.
Yeah, no, Curtis Jones, he's class. But yeah, I mean, I think it's because how Slot is. He's calm. Like, even when you hear him talk, he's just like,
my type of vibes. That's what I want from him.
Yeah,
I want peace.
Yes, he's that shares countryman with Eric Ten Hag. I think Eric Ten Hag thinks he sounds like Slot when he's like talking and he's trying to be like funny and witty. And
he also thinks he's as good of a manager as Slot. He's not.
That's fair.
That's fair. No.
It's not even close. Like, that's the problem. And just as a ball man, I got a rep for my ball guys. We here. They got the bad one in Manchester. They got the good one in Liverpool.
Well, he's not in Manchester anymore. He's gone. So he's not even there.
My fault. Exactly. See, they had to get rid of him. He wasn't good enough. Sorry. I forgot about that. I literally forget about that. Yeah, all the time. He doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
man.
I'm sure he'll get some mid-table,
of course,
bottom half team.
White men fail up all the time. What is failure for a white man?
Look, being a bad manager being a bad Dutch manager has not. We saw Frank de Boer get multiple jobs.
I remember Ronald Koeman got Barca. And it was like, whoa, what? Huh? How did that happen?
Look, that's why Barca were where they were.
They were so down. That was such a bad hire.
That's why they were in the position they were.
That was so bad.
They made the right choice in Hansi Flick. They have fixed that problem.
They got it right.
Good.
And look at what happens when you get it right. I mean, Javi was a nice bridge. Hansi's the one. Hansi takes them to where they need to go.
And Ronald Koeman, you remember him just seeing him on the sidelines? Bro looked so confused. Like, he's just like, am I really here right now? Is this really?
Am I really managing football in the 2020s? Is it right? I don't even know these people.
I know I gave like a lot of playing years for this club, but I don't know if I should be managing them. This team's above my pay grade.
This sucks.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Oh man, but also like, man, fuck Liverpool. I'm not saying, yeah, they're decent. They're playing decent, bro. Like, and then I'm hating because I have to look up to y'all at this moment. It's some bullshit. I don't like it.
It's great.
when y'all start struggling, that's when I'll back off a little bit. But honestly, I do. I like Slack. Is Salah Salah resigning or Trent's obviously going to Real Madrid? What's Virgil doing?
I think Virgil will stay. I could see Virgil and Salah getting like a 1 or 2 year deal to end it.
I don't know where else they go. Like Trent has the move set up. I don't know where Virgil would go.
Yeah, that's fair.
Better. Same for Salah. Like Salah could go anywhere, right? Like he's Mohamed Salah, and I think he's the best Liverpool player in the modern era. I don't know about that pre-1990 shit, pre-Premier League shit, but since 2000, I'm saying he is the best Liverpool player that I've in my lifetime. Who you got over him as a Liverpool supporter?
The only one I can even consider would be Steven Gerrard.
I knew it was coming dry, and like he hasn't won what he's won. Like
true,
like,
but I mean,
yeah,
he was dragging bad Liverpool teams, though.
that is true. He did.
Like in his defense, he was dragging some bad Liverpool teams to places they should not have gotten to.
That's fair.
So, and he did win a Champions League. He won an FA Cup. He won the league. He's won everything but the Prem.
Ooh, and that's the one.
And that's the
one
only
right
bummer.
there.
But I mean, yeah, I would say Salah and Gerrard are probably the two. I think he stays. I think Virgil will stay because, again, where would he go? That's going to be a better situation.
Yeah.
And I don't see him or Salah really being the kind of chase the Saudi money.
No,
at this point.
Yet.
Well, I was going to say, all Salah had to do was look over at Sadio and Fabinho and Jordan Henderson and be like, oh, you know what? I'm good.
I won't do that.
I can make all the money in the world, but yeah.
And he's still good enough where like a PSG could throw a bag at him and he could still make the money if like a PSG wanted to.
Yeah.
Like Solomon Missouri says, you don't want to be outside. You don't want to be outside. Don't do that. You want to stay where you got it nice and good. I will say if Real Madrid came for Virgil and Trent, I don't think either one say no. Like if they offer Virgil to come in and be one of their 3 or 4 center backs, it will be hard to turn it down. He's never done it. He's never been over there. Like I don't know. I doubt it happens because they want to go younger. They want to like build up, but that would be a crazy 1-year deal on a free. Oh, I love it, Douglas. I love it, Dougie.
Honestly, I feel like that would be more of a LAFC move than
give me 36-year-old Mohamed Salah at whatever that stadium's called now, downtown LA.
No, LA Galaxy, they need a fight. We're just watching LAFC get all of the good people. LA Galaxy needs to do something.
Because it's not in LA, it's in fucking Carson. That's the problem. For those that don't know LA, like it's not in the city. They are south of downtown. It is like, oh God. Who's your favorite Everton player? I love the question.
I don't think Money James.
Question. Number one.
I like Tim Howard when he was there, and that's my compliment answer.
That's a good shout. Good shout.
Wow.
I love Lukaku back in the day. Lukaku was a beast.
No, he terrorized Liverpool, so no, I'm not happy with it. Everton Lukaku
gone
was
but never forgotten. Yeah, such a problem.
But no, I think Verge and Salah will stay. I wouldn't be. I feel like if those two for sure stayed, then Trent might stay. But it would have to be both Virgil and Mo staying for Trent to stay. I don't think Trent would stay if one of those two leave.
Okay.
Because Trent keeps saying he wants to be the captain for Liverpool. It's like you're not going to be captain if you leave. And you have the opportunity if you just wait 2 years.
Who tells Real Madrid no? That I'm waiting for the player that
One
says
more year. One more year. Do you think they would come back for him? They probably can you imagine all the media killing him for like 3 months only for them to be like, just kidding, please come here next year.
You know they're about to get Trent and Alphonso Davies on a free next year. Just be ready for that. Like everybody thought they would get him this year. No, they're gonna get both fullbacks on a free.
I thought Davies would have happened by now.
I feel like as long as he like doesn't get hurt, they're just like buying out the time because that's what they want. They've spent so much money and like the fees to Mbappe, and then next season you get a couple frees, and then Los Negros and Blanco are full. That's it.
Man, they legit will have what, like 9 out of 11 will be.
Except the goalkeeper.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Blanco.
so crazy.
I love it. It's like Chelsea. Like Chelsea's the same way. Chelsea's putting out all black squads, bro. It's crazy. I was like, yo, look at that.
Yes,
And yes, Cole Jermaine is a black man. So
I was gonna say
hey.
all black and then Mudryk every once in a while showing up.
Everyone's like, but he don't start. He's not in the best 11. That's
Well,
like,
is Robert Sanchez black?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's a J.
Latino.
He looked like how like some Brazilians. You look at him, you're like, okay,
that man has a touch of African blood in him. Okay, have you seen Robert Sanchez's hairline? Like,
you just might not.
Like I said, Cole Palmer. I know
him,
Cole
like,
Palmer. He is that is a West Indian man. All right,
he's a West Indian man with a very fair complexion.
Very fair.
It happens. It's like Emil Smith Rowe.
Wait, what?
Have you seen Emil Smith Rowe and his parents?
No.
Whoa.
We're not ending this podcast. Hold on.
Let's go.
Hold up, bro. Oh shoot.
It's like him, the Ross Barkley, like.
Oh, what up, Pops?
I'm just saying.
Oh my God. That is crazy. That man is like 25%, but we here, baby. One drop. We got one. We got him. We got the drop. We got the drop. Let's drop it. Wow. That man has one of 8 grandparents, one of 4 grandparents. And even that grandparent's half and half. That man's got like 14%.
But it
like,
counts.
It counts, damn it. 12 and a half. He's here. Let's
that's
go.
what I'm saying.
Like,
him, Ross
that's the top
Barkley,
fact of
Cole
the night.
Palmer, they all count.
All I'm saying is you gave us all these beautiful USL things I had no idea about, but that one right there for me,
yeah, that's a game.
That is why you bring me back.
That's why you come back any fucking time you want, Kyle. Anytime you hit us up, we will make space for you.
That's facts.
This man is a legend, people. The Midwest finest.
Oh my gosh. Please plug yourself. Let people know where they can find you and the things that you do.
All right, yeah. So on Instagram, it's Kyle_Carr. So you can find me there. I'm on Blue Sky. I think it's Kyle Carr at Blue Sky. I don't even know anymore. I set up
it is.
All right, cool. Otherwise, Walking 90 Pod on Blue Sky and Instagram. So that's where we talk USL League One. Still got stuff with Featherstone. Might do something next year for Madison in terms of potential Black History Month things. So keep an eye out for that in the next couple months.
Hey.
Sounds great, man. Thank you so much for coming, bro.
Sir.
Yeah, no problem.
See you, my guy.
Yep.
Peace.
Hey, what a show! Thank you to our most dope guests, Duck, Treb, Kyle. Wowie. Let's see. We have City Women. We have a kickoff show for them Saturday at 10:30 a.m.
Say the time zone, Crump. Say the time zone.
10:30 a.m. Central, 11:30
there we go.
Eastern.
There we go. Because we matter too, okay?
Right.
I gotta do it. I'm like, whoa. I know this match is late. Whoa, bro. I literally built my schedule around this match. So this is a big one that I'm very nervous for. And I want to have hope, but you know me, I'm very pessimistic when it comes to Chelsea.
It's scary. Yeah, it's scary.
They are the true Death Star.
Man.
But no red cards this week. No red cards this year.
Yes,
we got them. We're gonna get them.
Yeah.
Get them.
Shout out to another part of the 12. I'm gonna have Mark Nichols on tomorrow. We're gonna do a Breaking Bread match preview for City Women, our baby blue baddies, who take on Chelsea. And
wait, what time y'all going live?
7, I believe, Central.
Okay, 7 Central.
Maybe even 8.
I'll have to slide through. Let me know. I'm about to pull up. You know.
Please do. And then we have some amazing guests these next couple of weeks. So on next Monday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. 8 Eastern time, we have Theo Lloyd Hughes joining us.
Yes.
Gonna have a wonderful chat with him. And then the next day, the 19th, I am having on Jack Gone for the second time. Daily Mail.
Across the seas over here.
man,
Pick a
right?
continent.
Hopping all over. And then November 27th, the week after, gonna kick it with the homie Asan Naeem of 9320.
What a month, bro. What a month.
Like, just stay in touch. We always got fun things going on here. We have stuff for city, non-city, men's, women's. Who's out here doing it like us? Like, if we're gonna be honest, we're on a new app. We gotta establish, like, we ain't for play. We really been out here doing it, and we appreciate everyone who we are going to connect with in this new app and in this change that is going on right now. I've been having a lot of chats with people just in general off of what happened over in the last week. All we can really do is just stay strong, support the people that we know and love that are closest to us, be that light you want to see. I know it's tough. I know it's difficult. I was down bad for a good 48 hours, but that shit ain't gonna stop. Can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
We can
All
have
I would say is this, bro.
down.
Our forefathers, our ancestors, our grandparents, they went through so much worse. And look at them persevering. We can do this. We got each other. We got all the things that we have in this world to support each other and have community and, embrace the fight against stupidity and oligarchy and all the terrible things. But we got each other. And shout out to Blue Sky for being there. It really is dope. I literally told my best friend today, I was like, during my prep, I had one prep today. I was on Blue Sky the whole time. It's like, hey, I'm trying to build people, trying to make sure my lists are good. It's funny, getting some jokes in now, you're getting the culture that's coming in. So I have my handle right here, at sharpycharlie.bsky.social, just to come through and I will follow back anybody. And then, just, hey, that's how you build things. Just want to get it out there.
And we have our official domain, so you can find us at shadesofbluenw.com. We don't and really, the chats have been amazing. So truly appreciate y'all. Hopefully you come through next Thursday for our most dope guests. Saul, speaking of bitter or blue, Saul.
There it is, back to back.
And then first time coming on, actually our next two guests, the second and third guests, Keenan Pearson, really a great writer, content creator. I'm really excited to connect with them. And then Hamza, that's the homie.
Ooh, okay.
Well, sorry, no, not that Hamza. It's a different Hamza.
Okay,
Hamza. It'd be 3 a.m. there. This is Hamza Karioma. He is a buddy I connected with here. He is tapped in with the local soccer scene. He's been coming to. He's just passed the bar, so shout out to him.
Ooh,
doing this
congrats, bro.
Yeah, no, great mind. I'm excited to bring some people in my area. He's a fan of a red team. I won't say which one because I'm tired of
talking. Come watch next
team.
Thursday. Found out. Gotta come watch next Thursday.
But yeah, Sharpie Charlie, always an amazing time with you. We'll see you. I'll see you in a couple days.
Hey, bro, we'll pull up on Saturday. Maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. Give me an invite. I'll pull up.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please do. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. You know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang.
Blue skies.
Hey, sponsor us, Blue Sky. I know that's not your thing.
We're here, baby. We're ready. Let's get it.